in this last part, the very last thing I want you to do is we're going to create a second flavor for our beverage. It's not going to take us as much time as it did to create the first one because we have all the elements here. Not all of them. We're going to change out some of the graphics and some of the colors, but for the most part, everything is here. So what we're going to do is we're going to select this entire bottle and we're going to move it. But you remember that in the last video, we locked this red cap here. So I'm going to go here to this layer and I'm going to unlock it so that now I can select the whole bottle and hold the shift key down, move it over. Okay. And then I'm going to duplicate it and click, hold the shift key down and move it over. So now I have an exact duplicate of the first bottle that I designed. Now, first thing I want to do is make sure both of these bottles are centered in my document. So in order for me to use the alignment tool here, all this has to be grouped together temporarily. So I'm going to hover over the whole thing, and I'm going to group it right here. And then I'm going to align it, center it horizontally, and then I'm going to center it vertically to make sure that both of these bottles are centered. So then I'll go back and now ungroup them because I need to work with the bottle on the right. Okay, so I've got all the elements here. Now let's say I want to do a grape drink this time, a grape soda. All right, first thing I want to do, like I said, I can find a picture of grapes online of a grape and redraw it, but to save time, I'm going to use the graphics that are already in Gravit for me. You can use both. You can use either if you want to find an image of a grape or whatever flavor you're doing or some other graphic you want to use. You don't have to do fruit flavored. Then you can find it, redraw it. If not, if you can find a good image here to use, that's fine too. So I'm going to go to libraries. I'm going to type in grape and hit return, see what comes up. Okay, there's some good choices here. I'm going to go ahead and use this one. It's already in color, so it shows up here. I'm going to enlarge it, hold the shift key down, all right? And this is going to be my source of reference for colors and images. So first thing I want to do is I want to get rid of the graphics that I have here already. So let's zoom in here. Over. All right, I'm going to take there's an easier way to do this. I need to find it, but if I take the subselect tool and just click each of the elements and just hit delete, that'll get rid of them. I know there's got to be an easier way in here to do that, but I haven't found it yet. So I'm just going to go ahead and delete all the elements for the cherries. I'm going to keep everything else for right now. Then I will take those grapes and oops, then I will take, you know what? I'm using the wrong tool. All right, I will take the grapes and move them down. And I'm going to kind of use the same layout. I'm going to make these a little bit smaller, but I'm going to move those about here. Maybe I'll make them a little bit bigger. They're actually not too bad. But here. Now, I'm going to clip them to this artwork, but to this rectangle. But before I do that, because I want to use another copy of them, I'm going to duplicate them, and then again I want to flip them horizontally, and then I'm going to make them a little bit smaller, maybe down here. Maybe I'll rotate them a little bit. Maybe I'll rotate this one a little bit too to kind of make them fit better. Move this here. All right, that's not bad. So I'll select these grapes, hold down the shift key down and select the label, and then go to clip, and then do the same thing. Select these grapes, hold the shift key down, select the label, and click clip. All right, so now I've got my graphics inside the label. Now I want to change the background of the label. So I'm going to go and select that, and I'm going to go to fill, and I know I want, you know, kind of a purple, dark purple. So I'll click here, and then I'll just move this until I get more of a darker color so the name stands out. Okay, it looks pretty good. So now I need to go ahead and change. This says cherry flavored. I need to double click inside here, select cherry, change that to grape. Everything else stays the same, the 16.9 fluid ounces, the no preservatives. All right. Now let's deal with the cap up here. All right. So I'm going to move this. I'm going to move these lines temporarily to the back so I can work with the cap. I'll click on this, and then I want to change it to the same dark purple that I have here. So I'll take my eyedropper, click right there, and now we have a nice purple cap. Now I also have to change the color of the beverage as well. So I'll click on this, and I think I want to go with kind of a lighter purple, not necessarily the same. Maybe I'll go with, let's see, something. Oh, I didn't select it. Go back here. Okay, why isn't it working? Color fill. Do I need to select it with the sub-select tool? Okay, let's try that. Yep. Okay. So we'll go to purple, and then we'll go with a darker purple. Maybe something like that. All right. Okay, looking good so far. I just got to change a couple things. So now I want to go back and I want to work with the lines in the bottle cap. So I'm going to select this and move this to the back. Okay. Then I'm going to select these lines. They are, I got to use pointer tool. Okay. So, I also got to move the bottleneck and the shading to the back. Okay. So I click on the lines. Now I don't have to do what I did last time, which was lock that rectangle, because I went ahead last time and I created a compound shape with these lines. So all I have to do is click on one of them, and they all get selected. So now I think I'm going to do, since I have this dark purple here, I think I'm going to go with a really dark purple and go to a light purple. So I'm going to go, remember it's a border, so I'll click here, and I've got a linear gradient here already. So I'm going to click here, and then I want to choose a, let's go with a really dark purple, and then we'll click on this side of the gradient, and we'll go with a really light purple about there. Okay, now let's see how that looks. Okay, it looks pretty good. Now, the last thing I want to do is I've got to change the gradient in my carbonation bubbles. So let's see. If I click on this and then go to fill, and I want to make this a light purple, and then I want to make this one a dark purple. Okay, looks pretty good. And then I want to select the rest of these. Let's see if this will work. Yep. Let's go here, and let's see if I can do a few of these at a time. Take the eyedropper, and if I hover over the gradient, will that work? No, it doesn't. Okay, so now I've got to go in and do each of these separately. Shouldn't need to. I wonder if there's a way to save the gradient. Let's take a look. Swatches. Okay, nope. Okay. All right. So I know there must be a way to do that, but we're not going to deal with it for right now. All right. So I'll take this, Command D. Besides, you want to have these kind of random anyway. And not necessarily look the same as the other bottle. medium size here. This up here. But if I'm not going to go ahead and do all of them, I'm just going to copy a few of these. Actually, let's copy all of these. Like I said, if I had more time, then I would go in and put a lot more carbonation in. But just to show you guys what I'm talking about. All right, so let's go ahead and delete, and then move these down, and I want to flip them, and then just add a few more, and place them randomly throughout. If I had more time, I would create some more, but this will give you the idea. Okay, zoom out, see how it looks. Okay, so I've got everything I need. I've created a brand of soda called Fruit Loops, and then there's different flavors which I've labeled here. I've got my cherry flavor here. I've got my grape flavored soda here, and then but they should both have the same weight, the 16.9 fluid ounces, no preservatives, and then the caps and the other stuff that go along with the bottle should be consistent. The color scheme should be consistent with the flavor of whatever beverage that I'm creating. If I created more, if I created Fruit Loops peach flavored soda or raspberry flavored soda, I would still use the same overall design, but go ahead and change the graphics and change the colors, change the graphics that's on the label, and then change the color of the actual drink and the cap and that kind of stuff. But the overall brand would be consistent. So your task is to go ahead and create 2 different flavored beverages of the same brand, and that your finished product should look like this. But you're to come up with your own design, you're to come up with your own flavor. You can, like I said, it can be soda, it can be water, it can be power juice, it can be flavored water, it can be flavored milk. I don't care. Whatever beverage you want to come up with is fine.